talk about Chicago. So this is the latest video and the latest thoughts about what's happening in Chicago, because y'all know that they raising property taxes, right?
Mayor Johnson is getting big pushback to his proposal to hike Chicago property taxes by $300 million.
That's right. City Council says it is time to go back to the drawing board to help close a major budget deficit. Our political reporter, Perry Schutz, has more on what this means for property taxpayers here in Chicago.
Yeah, Scott and Sylvia, to Chicagoans' relief, that $300 million property tax hike is as good as DOA, as Chicago City Council has scheduled a special meeting to vote it down.
A majority of Chicago alderpersons say they're getting an earful from constituents. Oppose the property tax hike or else.
What we've heard really from a majority of the council and the public is that $300 million that Mayor Johnson's increase of $300 million on a property tax is something our neighbors can't bear.
40th Ward alderperson Andre Vasquez and 30 of his colleagues have signed a letter requesting a special city council meeting next Wednesday where a majority is expected to vote the tax increase down.
I think the most important thing that we owe to our community is to show that different ideas are being proposed, that different ideas are being considered.
Mayor Johnson has warned.
So that's basically what's happening over in Chicago, and that they having a property tax hike or a proposal for a property tax hike, as though property taxes haven't already been exploding over in Chicago in the first place, and the people are the ones that are suffering. And you guys know that I've been a huge critique of the alderman over in Chicago, Eric Adams, so on and so forth. But before we get to that, right, I want to share with you guys somebody that's recently went viral, and they still kind of going viral, right? And what happened was she pulled up to the city council meeting and she wanted to express her thoughts. I showed this to you guys before. Let me show it to you one more time just to remind you.
Hello. So, what we refer to you all as gated community politicians, you all are so out of touch with reality, and the citizens of Chicago and America is crazy. And I'm gonna call it the Democrat Party. Y'all so out of touch. Y'all don't understand that what you all, I don't know if y'all don't understand, but y'all don't see it. America is coming together and Chicago is coming together. Black, white, it don't matter. Because see, we see a common threat. And you all are a common threat to America and Chicago. How dare you sit up there and go on TV and say Chicago people are dope when you talking about how you handle the migrant crisis, illegal crisis, when they all in my neighborhood. Now I can't go across the street and do a simple workout. I'm a trainer. I'm trying to educate the citizens of Chicago, help dads be in the homes, educate them about health, fitness, how it is, and to be healthy with your kids, eat healthy, work out, do something for the community, and I gotta go through all these permits, all these hoops, everything. I got insurance to go in the park. But then I see illegals down the street from my house with a whole entire restaurant. I thought I was looking at Donald Trump when he was at McDonald's.
So, Danielle Carter recently went viral after expressing her thoughts at a Chicago City Council meeting. And so I figured, you know what? Somebody get me in touch with this woman. I need to really be able to talk to her and get an idea of what she thinks personally. And so what we have right now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to bring Danielle up because I definitely want to get her thoughts on what's happening out in these streets. You know what? Danielle, what's going on, love? You got your YouTube on? You might want to turn YouTube off.
And so what we have right now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to bring Danielle up.
Danielle, you got to turn your YouTube off. Only listen through the phone. Only listen through the device.
Danielle, what's going on, love?
Hey, can you hear me?
You got your YouTube on?
Okay, let me X out. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Danielle? Turn up your audio.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Let me see if you can hear me.
Wait a
Can you hear
minute.
me? Testing. Testing. Can you hear me, Danielle?
I unmuted that. And
Here, try to leave and then come right back.
let me go out and come back in.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bring Danielle up shortly for her to be able to express her thoughts. Because I really want to understand again, and you guys know that I've spoken with somebody before, but I really want to understand what's happening on the streets of Chicago and find out what's going on.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool, perfect. What's going on, Danielle?
What's up? What's up?
Did you know that you was gonna go viral? When did they tell you that you was going viral?
No, I didn't know. Somebody, a couple of people had inboxed me on Facebook and said Anton Daniels looking for you, and and then but Anton, I watch you all the time, so I watch you all the time, so I would eventually saw it, but they had told me, and then I went back. I'm like, oh, I'm cracking
Yeah,
up.
I had to get you on here because you were so passionate. But there is so much going on in Chicago, right? You got them removing Shot Spotter, you got them proposing property tax increases. I've been following the migrant crisis for a long time, so I've been aware about the fact that they had migrants sleeping at the airport, they were sleeping at the
Mhm.
Chicago police station, all of that
Yes.
stuff, right? And then y'all have allocated so much money, all of these companies, all of these staffing companies making hundreds of millions of dollars. But he regularly says that he saves you guys money though. I don't understand that.
Because he's not, and they basically stealing money, because if you look at everything they were paying far as the 30,000 for janitorial, to do janitorial work. What is that? Nurses was getting 100,000 a month just doing, in the shelters and things. So they've been doing a lot of stealing of the money too.
That's crazy. So wait a minute,
Mhm.
y'all got all of these aldermen, right? And they posturing and they acting like, cause see, Brandon Johnson is the face of it, but the
Right.
aldermen all around them, they kind of play in the shadows. What are the aldermen saying, and how are they playing a role in this migrant crisis also, and what's happening in Chicago?
So we believe they getting paid off too. That's why we keep saying we coming for those seats. Anton, we not playing with none of them no more. Down to the Porky Pig who just came out and talking about now. And look, no, Anton, look, and I'm a Christian woman, right? So, you know, he got the right one. So he just came out and had the nerve to make a press conference talking about he not going to work with Trump.
Yeah,
And if
JB
you come from
Pritzker.
my,
Yep.
yes, Pritzker.
Mm-hmm.
If you come from mine, then you come from mine, then you got to get through me. Look, Trump ain't got to get to you, because we gonna be the ones that we gonna get you for Trump. We don't want you, dude. So it's over for him. So it's him. We coming after those seats. We want the mayor. He out of there. So in these
He
aldermen,
said that
right?
he said he coming for another term.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if he make it, yeah, okay. All them panic attacks, because we'll be right down there tomorrow. Ain't nobody playing with him. So, dude, you're not gonna even make it. So not only that, when we go see Trump and we get the DOJ down here to do some audits, you already know, Anton. So, dude, let's not try that. But then the aldermen. So you all are just you are voting for this. It's only like two of them who always speak up and vote against what Johnson is doing. That's uh Lopez, which is my alderman, and Raymond Lopez and Anthony Beal. So they gonna
Mm.
stand up. But the rest of them, they just been voting and voting. And so now we down there, we're making sure, like me, Zoe, Miss Jessica, P. Ray, all that, we just
Yeah,
sitting
I
on
had her
business
on here
like,
before.
yeah, I know you had me. We sitting on business like this. we making the list. All y'all that's saying we voting for this garbage, that's all right. We coming for those seats because our mission is to flip Illinois and Chicago red. Republican.
So wait, let me ask you a question. And I hate to put this part up, right?
Mhm.
But all of these is women, the ones that's protesting and at the forefront. Where the men
Okay.
at?
Okay, Anton. Because I
I
know
just
how
gotta
you get
ask. I
down.
gotta
No,
ask.
Anton, I know you get down, and I'm with you because we like this. I'm with you far as family and God first. Then we got man. Then we got woman, kids. So I love what your stance is. I love
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Anton. So we have men like you have Mr. Blakemore. He been down there forever. I don't know if you see him. He on my page too. And then we have Taiwan and Maura Lee News. So they've been down there. But with us, we have, I want to say like 3 men that's in Chicago Flip Red. So you know what we'll be doing? We'll be on Zoe channel and everything. We're going to be showing them because we have some men in the group. They just behind the scenes.
Okay, I just wanted to know. I'm like, wait a minute, is this an all woman movement or what? That's dope though. So you mentioned that you got a husband. How does he feel about this whole thing?
Okay, so wait a minute, Anton. Let me say this. How much time I got? Do I have a little
We got all
or
of the
what?
time that you need.
Okay, Anton. Let me say this. So he's a police officer, right? He just retired, 28 years, right? So I'm a trainer. I'm a fitness trainer. So I train a lot of people in Chicago, like for real big
Mm-hmm.
name in Chicago. So he already know when I'm passionate about something, when I can't sleep at night and things like this, it's on, right? So this it started in 2019 before that. So he like, babe, now you know, because I train a lot of black women, right? Anton, you know how that. So
Mm-hmm.
when you start speaking up against another black woman, so-called, and you start standing on business, then it kind of hurts your business because people like, Danny, I can't believe you a black woman, you a business woman. How I can't
Mm.
believe you not patronizing her. So he's like, Danny, you know, I'm gonna let you do what you're gonna do because I know when God place something on you, it is what it is. But far as the money wise, you know, it's gonna hurt the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we got black women and they feelings.
Yep.
But see, Anton, I had to make a decision recently. And I had to make a decision because God had been dealing with me. Because see, we share space with evil, and we so scared to speak up because the Democrat Party they put labels on you. They're gonna call you racist,
Yep.
misogynist. They're gonna call you all these
Oh,
names,
you know, I
xenophobic.
know.
Xenophobic, like when we going down there talking about these illegals, then they call us the black. They had signs, black people
Mm-hmm.
hating on the immigrants. You see what I'm saying? So they start putting labels on you, and so it shuts you up, so you can shut up.
Yep.
So we know my spirit went right, and God showed me we sharing the space with good and evil. And long as we shut up and not talk about it and keep letting them do the things they do, evil is getting more ground, more
It
ground,
is.
more
It is. You're
ground.
right.
And we're good is being right here, and evil is gaining all of this ground because we scared to hurt our business. We are putting money first, like Roland Marlin and D.L. Hewley, all these sellouts. We
Mm-hmm.
want to put money first. And so now we not even speaking up with God and saying what's right, even the church. Not even speaking up and saying what's right, what God say. So I had to make a decision. And God, you know, he put it on my heart. Listen, you going money, you thinking about money far as this business or whatever, and your look, Anton, and the funny thing about it is the clients already cried. This 3 years, everybody broke.
Yep.
So they cried
Yep.
to me anyway. Then can I make payment plans? Can I do it? So everybody broke. People who had great jobs gotta get second and third jobs. You see what I'm saying? People who were trucking, I had women with trucking business, buying trucks and everything. They had to sell them. So
Mm.
it So we are already in a crisis. So it was like, you gonna keep shutting your mouth, not saying nothing because of a business, a so-called little business, or you gonna do what I tell you to do because somebody gotta speak up. So I had to make a decision, Antoine. God, is you first. I will speak up against evil. I will speak up against what's wrong, what's not right. And it is what it is. If my business hurt, which it have, then oh well. It is
Well,
what
we
it
got
is
we
at
got
this
to get
point.
some more visibility. Are you on Instagram and social media and stuff like that?
Yes.
Give me your stuff. Give me your stuff on Instagram and social media.
Oh, okay.
Because you got over 7,000 people watching this right now. So
Okay, I have my YouTube. I just started that because
and
because
the moderators is gonna put the links in the chat as you mention them.
okay, so wait a minute, let me just say this. My YouTube, I just started that right at time because I've been going live on TikTok because they want to see it. And TikTok gonna censor you. They block my live when you really trying to show what's going on in these council meetings. So they block you. So I had started a YouTube. So my YouTube channel is Danielle Carter 1756.
Danielle Carter 1756. So one of the
And my
moderators in the chat, y'all find that, put that in there so that y'all can make sure that y'all get her all of the visibility and show her some love. What about
and
your
my
other stuff? What about your other social media?
my Instagram is underscore you, the letter U, against you fitness. So it's you against you fitness.
Okay, y'all put that in there. And then what else? What else you got going on?
And my Facebook is Danielle Carter Walters.
All right, y'all put all of that inside of the chat so the people can find her and everybody that restreams this finds her. Because we want to get her more visibility, we want to get her more clients, and we got to bless her as a result of what she's doing for the people and that she's actually advocating for the things that's righteous and what's best for the people of Chicago. Let me ask you
Right.
another question. What is it like on the ground? Because we see what the news puts out, we see what some people on social media is documenting, but you guys have experienced a lot over the last 3.5 years. What is it like on the ground with the migrants that was coming in, with what was happening as far as them being bussed in and the police stations and all of that? What was really happening and what was the experience from people that actually live in Chicago?
Okay, so when they start busting them in, so he was talking all that stuff. So Abbott, so I watch your show, right? So you was already telling people 2 years ago or whatever, exposing what the media wasn't telling nobody. So you were showing that they were busting migrants in Chicago, and you were showing how they were coming over the border when the media wasn't talking about it. So we've been seeing them coming in over the border through Texas. I have watching channels like yours. So we knew the media was lying, but until Abbott started busting them into these sanctuary cities, is when we really got a wake up call. You know what I'm saying? And it shined the light to show that you all wasn't lying, that people on the ground not lying. Abbott wasn't lying. The false media was lying. So when they start busting them here, my husband, he worked at headquarters, but I was training a lot of police officers. And you would not believe how the police stations were. So they had sleeping bags all in the police station where the police officers couldn't even walk in the police
They have
station.
sleeping bags in the police station?
On the floor, in this police station, all over the floor, wherever you can find the space, you got it. Not only that, they were allowed to put tents in front of the police station, right? I never seen nothing like this in my life. So they were packed up in the police station. The police couldn't even walk they had to come in through the back. And this is mostly every police station. They were in the front with tents. Anton, these people were drinking, smoking weed
No, the
outside.
migrants?
Man,
The
outside.
wait. The migrants was drinking and smoking weed? Seriously?
Cutting hair. They sitting down. They got a whole business outside. They cutting hair. You gotta sit down. You gotta. Anton, I'm sure it's videos on YouTube. You go back because it was a couple of
I didn't
people
know that.
showing. Yeah, so they cutting hair on the front. You know, they paying. So I asked one of my clients because they were just disgusted, police officers. Anton, you should see the mental strain and just the physical strain that it put on the police officers. So they couldn't arrest them and they were fighting and things like that. So and if they
Why
get
couldn't
so
they
they were
arrest
getting,
them?
huh?
Why couldn't they arrest them?
I guess they got orders to stand down. They couldn't arrest them.
Wow.
So they were literally, if they got into a fight with another migrant outside, and the police got to come out and try to break them up, they would start fighting the police. Not only that, you had people in the police station tripping the police so they can't get out there to get to the people. And it's just it was a big old thing. I'm talking about this is from police officers that I trained. They couldn't believe it. They said, Danny, I never seen nothing like this in my life. A lot of them retired. The ones who had time got up out
Yeah.
of there.
So they left.
Mhm.
So, but y'all already got a police shortage.
Yes.
Thousands of police officers shortage. And then they also still trying to manage this budget while at the same time increasing property taxes.
Man, and so yeah, so getting about that. So now, Anton, with that, so now they took over the police stations, right? Then they start trying to put them in our field houses and the schools that they closed up because they said they didn't have the money to keep the schools in our neighborhoods open. We fought that with Rahm Emanuel, but now they put them in our neighborhoods. So we talking about functional field houses where the kids go to, where the elderly go to, all of these places. They were taking our field houses and housing the illegals in there, papering them up. Now, while they're housing there, they outside and time music all night. I thought I was in Little Venezuela. I thought I was in Little Venezuela. Let me tell you this. They had boom boxes set up outside of the field houses. They were outside all night, drinking, smoking. They had their little girls with them, selling food. This ain't not
Migrants,
this
illegal migrants.
selling
That's
food. Now,
crazy.
now the neighborhood, they keeping the neighborhood up with the music because the music, they off the chain with how they party, but they sit up there. So the neighborhood, we steady, man, everybody complaining. And so that was when they were that was about a year ago when they were in the field houses. All you had, one guy showed on here, his name was
Uh,
Franchise Pearson. He used to show where they had the needles all in the park, like
that's
after they queued up.
insane.
Yes, he would show videos. So this is what they were doing, selling food and stuff outside the shelters, the field houses that they took from us. Now, after that, they tried to put tent cities in our neighborhood, big old tent cities that house at least 2,000 and more people in our neighborhoods, big old tent cities. So I was outside protesting in Brighton Park. They tried to put the first one in there up there. We were outside protesting. So they weren't able to do that. So I guess he let that mission go. But then now they started, they housing them. So it's like apartment buildings that's around me. Oh, you see them walking down the street, you see them, they all around here. Not only that, all the jobs that these black people was talking about, that Trump was talking about, these black jobs that our
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood kids can get when they come home for college and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, when you go there, church's chicken, all Hispanics or illegals. I say illegal. Dollar
Wow.
Generals, jewels, everywhere in our neighborhood. All you see is them. Then the problem I had was, it really got me mad, Anton. Now look, me and my husband pay big, like, my thing is I try to educate our black women, because I train women. My
Good
husband, like, you ain't
luck.
training no
Good
man, you ain't
luck.
training no man.
Good
Right.
luck.
So I'm training the women. So I'm trying to educate the women to be healthy, especially our black women and their kids. And then I'm in the basement of my house doing all this. And so the kids, so we would try to do a boot camp. a couples boot camp, a marriage boot camp to bring, because I want to promote marriage and help, fathers in the home and being healthy together. Now I got to go across the street to the park. I got to get permits. I got to go to the field house, make sure, all of this. I got to get insurance. I got to get all that. But yet still, I see illegals almost on every corner in town with entire restaurants.
Yeah, you were saying that in the meeting, in the community, in the city council meeting. You said, listen, these people is out here operating with no permits, doing what they want to do, selling food and all of this stuff. And the people that actually live in Chicago that's actually trying to do something good, they can't do anything, but y'all allowing for this to go on. Why do you think that they allowing for that to go on?
Because it's a play. Because I think they're replacing us. I think that they know that in these blue cities, we are done with these blue cities. They are terrible. They're, dumps. So a lot of people are moving. So I think that in order to bring these illegals in, because if you got everybody moving, then they count them in a sensor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep it think. So I think that because we're moving out, it's a replacement. And then the thing about it is they're taking people homes, Black people homes. Like that's what Miss Jessica,
Yeah,
her
she
big
was
thing
telling me about that.
and
Yep.
Zoe, they're taking people homes that's paid off. They're taking their homes and elderly homes. So what they didn't know was that the elderly people that they tried to take up their homes, that they had kids. Miss Jessica was in California, Zoe was in Atlanta. They didn't know that they had kids who wasn't going. And now you got Miss Jessica and now you got Zoe who like, really? Y'all gonna try to take my mama property? See, so they weren't banking on having the people that their kids was gonna come in and do what they did. So yeah, they're taxing us out of our homes. And then the slap in the face, Anton, that with these Democrats is in Chicago, they had the nerve while we're being taxed out of our home. Do you know how I hear you talking about it. You like, I'm not gonna be affected because while y'all homes being foreclosed, we buying them up. You see what I'm
Which is why I
saying?
tell people that they don't need to be voting for these people that's in office.
Right. So people are losing their homes and apartment buildings. The landlords are going up sky high on the rent because they getting taxed. So and then they letting the immigrants in because the city paying big money for them to house them.
Yep.
In these apartment buildings. So we're being taxed out of our homes, and then you got the Chicago mayor had the nerve to go on TV, and they did a press conference about celebrating that illegals that been here about 5 of them that been here only 2 years are first home owners.
Yeah, I seen that. And you know what the funniest part about that is? The churches is helping them do it.
The church is helping them do it. Now, when we were out there about a year or two ago, talking about how they were taking our field houses and taking our resources and taking everything that we just had in the neighborhood and our taxes already went up, insurance, home insurance and everything is sky high. Let's just talk about the economy is terrible. So the churches wasn't saying nothing when we were outside protesting about them taking our facilities and our resources. They was quiet about that. But these mega churches, that's why they're a disgrace. But yet and still, you all gonna get behind Brandon Johnson and behind him talking about we have to help these people. What would Jesus do? Man, please.
Listen, let me ask you a question. I got a couple more questions for you. The first
Mm-hmm.
one is, did Brandon Johnson change? Because when he was running for mayor,
Mm-hmm.
I was of the impression like, nah, this guy can't do it. He's gonna be worse than Lori Lightfoot, right? Did he evolve in this short amount of time since he's got in office? And did he trick the people, or is he exactly who y'all thought that he was prior to electing him to be mayor of Chicago?
Well, I think he tricked the people because if you notice, P. Ray and Carter Trust,
Yeah.
they were the ones knocking on doors to get him in.
Yep.
You know, So, but my husband told me, my husband say, because he knew he wanted to defund the police. He wanted to send home, council, like, defund the police and domestic, when they have domestic things or whatever like that, he want to send caseworkers to them. He
Yeah.
said, man, you in Chicago, you sit up there, domestic are the most dangerous situations. You go sit a caseworker or somebody up there talking about, a man trying to beat his wife or whatever. Man, please. So he had already said no. So the police wasn't with it. But because Chicago and Black people, we are so brainwashed because it's always about Black and identity politics. He
Yep.
was a Black man going against this white man, even though the white man had better policies. But he did campaign on, and he promised this.
No
He
new
would not
property
raise,
taxes. Yep.
yes, he
Yep.
campaigned on that. He
I was
said,
following the whole race.
yes. So he did. So he did a lot of lying, but if you, he's a progressive. So if you looked at what he was about, the CTU, all of those, they all need to be dismantled. So if you and you a teacher, dude, you don't have no experience in what's in running a city, the biggest, one of the largest city, dude. Come on, you was a goofy, and you from Elgin. You're not even from Chicago, the West Side. We know you not. So, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get attention. You should see his pictures, right? He didn't get attention. So you know that this is probably the most attention he got. That's why he's standing up there with those suits on with that mohawk that he need to
I
get,
don't understand that. I don't understand that mohawk. That is the weirdest thing to me. You a
because he
grown,
thinks
you in a public office in the largest Midwestern city with a mohawk on, representing the city. That's crazy to me.
that, and you see, so it just shows you how brainwashed and how messed up we, as the citizens and Black people in these Democrat city strongholds, how brainwashed we are, because we didn't look at his policies. We didn't look at like everything to see that he had no experience. So we just voted on identity politics. And now look at what we got. We got Tiffany Henyard in
Oh
Dalton.
man, to
I,
listen,
I know you.
Tiffany,
You was
Tiffany
talking.
hate
You was
me.
on her. You was
Tiffany
on her.
Henyard hate me so much.
I
Brandon
know
Johnson, I heard from people that's in his office. I heard that he absolutely despises me.
he despised you, Anton.
Hmm.
Okay, so I hope he watching, because I'm gonna tell him. Let me tell him. Tell your boy, tell your boy, tell your boy, Porky, and you. We not playing with you. Let me tell you something. Anton, I'm serious, because I hope he watching. We not playing with you and your whole administration, all y'all Democrats. Y'all gonna sit down in the corner for about 20 to 30 years and time out. Until y'all understand, don't you ever play with American citizens and Chicago citizens again. So you're gonna sit down in that corner for about 20 or 30 years. Because I see on the news or whatever, y'all still haven't learned why y'all lost and why that fake Black lady got, why Trump just mopped the floor with her. Y'all still haven't learned it.
Talk your
So
talk.
because y'all going after our men, because they men, and y'all going after the Hispanics, y'all going after the Black men who didn't vote for y'all. So y'all still using identity politics and division to try to divide us. So y'all still haven't learned. So y'all gonna go sit in the corner and y'all gonna think about what y'all did for about 30 years, 40 years. I don't know until because I want red, period. Now, we're going to flip Chicago red because we're not playing. We're not stopping. The next is that governor seat. Your seat, Mayor Johnson, I don't even know if you're going to make it your full term. And those aldermen, we call them disgrace 50. Y'all getting up out of there. And if you're not working with Trump, we go in there and we're gonna ask Trump to audit y'all. Because if he send a DOJ to you all and we know that y'all been stealing money, that's all he gotta do. Because
I
because
believe that it has to be they stealing money because there's no way in the
yes,
world for me is no way that they can justify
right,
spending almost $1 billion on migrants. They got a budget deficit of $942 million. And they're sitting there playing in front of the people's faces, acting like everything is cool. Danny,
right.
let me get one final thought from you I plan on
Okay.
having you back on the show in the future. I think that you're a phenomenal guest. Let me get
Thank
one
you.
final thought from you as far as what you want the people to know about what y'all going through in Chicago and why y'all feel the way that y'all feel about what's happening.
Okay, so I know you all. I know the women because I just saw your show and you talking about the women cutting their hair. They're going to do all that,
That's insane
and
to me. I don't understand that. I don't get it, but because they not hurt nobody except for themselves. But you know, it is what it is.
so women, all let me tell you something, men. If they want to do that, don't worry about get you conservative women because women, this is y'all chance to go get those men that they talking about they don't want and all that. Who conservative men who saved the country, y'all conservative women, go get with them. Be raise a family, get married. That's y'all time to get these men. Let them be out there and be childless cat ladies. So what we're going through in Chicago. No, let them be challenged ladies. They gonna learn. But look, Anton. The only thing I hate because why they trying to do all that because all these little single mothers and single people they feeling it right now with this Kamala economy. I just hate that they doing this and we about to have a booming economy, so they might not feel it right now because Trump about to make it go up. So I just hate that they try to do this while it's gonna be booming, everything gonna be booming, right? So they won't really feel it. But well, we're going through it. So I know y'all mad at our men and things like that, but our men did what they had to do to save the country. This lady and these Democrats, their agenda is to bring illegals here to saturate all these swing states in these Democratic places to get new voters and so they can be beholden to the Democrat Party. We in Chicago are going through, the Democrats have been stealing black people property for a long time. They've been just taking it, and it's usually the elderly. So they don't know their property is paid off. They don't know. So they don't know because it's a lot of them coming up there with the same problem. So they have been doing that. They allow these illegals to come in and establish business. They're papering them up, like Anton said. These people are getting business. I have businesses all in my neighborhood where they selling. Now you got food business where they selling tacos and everything. We talking about brick and mortar business they're establishing. They got food trucks. So the Democrat all off food stamps. They getting these food stamps, so they have no overhead. They're not paying taxes, so they get to all their money as a profit. I can't even do that because I gotta pay big taxes. So we can't go in the street and sell because they're gonna ask us, do you have a permit? Do you have a peddler's license? The food and sanitation gonna be up there. We selling hot food. They allow them to do that. So they get businesses, you all. They establish this business while buying their food with food stamps and things like that off our backs. We're paying for that. So the citizens are being taxed who pay who work for a living and own things. We're being taxed out. They're coming in on getting businesses, homes, and things like that. So where this is what we are going through, and we are fighting this, and they're allowing it. And the police is standing down. They're not arresting these people. They're not making sure
Mm.
they have licenses. So we are going through this. So we have our boots on the ground. So when you all are mad at black people who vote for Trump, because Trump out did great under Trump. My business was great. My clients was great. Everything was great. So while y'all mad at us, we see what's going on. And these Democrats don't care nothing about America. They don't care nothing about their citizens. They don't care nothing. They just into these illegals, into this gay feminist agenda, and that's what it is. And that's important to them.
We love what you got going on, Danny. We're going to love you. We're going to support you. They putting all of your information inside of the chat. Listen, Danny is over there doing the Lord's work on the ground. Make sure y'all go and tap into her Instagram, her YouTube, her Facebook, everything. And then I'm going to make sure that I bring her back on the platform in order to keep us up to date on what's happening because she's going to
Yes.
be my first person that I talk to on any issue Chicago on what's happening with boots on the ground. Danny, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the platform. You are always welcome here.
Let me say one thing, Anton. One thing. I know y'all. Look, y'all, be tuning in because tomorrow is going down. We want to see who finna vote for that 300 million Tax
Oh
increase.
yeah. The
Oh,
alderman is supposed to. Yep. You know I'm gonna be on
so,
top of it.
so all this
Right
week,
after that, probably let me
it's
see,
going
Wednesday
down.
or something like that. I'm gonna bring you back on, and then you can give me some insight on what's going on.
Okay.
All right,
I
love. I
love what you're
appreciate you.
doing, Anton. I love what you're doing. A lot of people watch you. I love what you represent. I love
Oh, you're so
everything
sweet.
about you. I
Thank you,
love you.
love. I love you too.
Okay. Bye
All
bye,
right, love.
everybody. God
All right,
bless
bye.
you all.
That was my girl Danielle, specifically talking her talk, giving it in. So now y'all know what's really happening on the streets of Chicago. They flipping Chicago red. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen immediately, but we definitely gonna get to the bottom of this. And every last one of these evil Democrats that's selling y'all out and giving away y'all homes, giving away y'all properties, and basically taxing y'all out of y'all inheritance, they gotta go.